Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Laverne Board of Zoning Appeals, February the 23rd, a regular meeting at 5:30. We do have a quorum, three of us here, so I'd like to review the minutes if you would please and make a recommendation.
Approve the minutes.
Motion to approve the mission. Do we have a second?
Second.
Those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Old business. Front building setback variance for a proposed carport addition requested by Carlos Aldana, property located at 302 Lake Drive. Staff's comments, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the front building setback variance request for 302 South Lake. We looked at this last month. Mr. Aldana is asking for a 5-foot variance from the front building setback to allow him to put an attached carport on his property there. He has a double frontage lot and has he's got about a third of an acre. It's very irregular, and as you can see, he's going to just have the front corner encroached by about 5 feet there. So he's pretty limited in where he can put the carport. And as shown on the survey, all the other minimum lot and yard requirements are met. At the last meeting, he was asked by Member Coates to apply for his driveway permit because that was a concern. He has since successfully secured the permit from Codes. Mr. Salyers is here if anyone has any questions. So there were no technical items previously. I have talked to another person that has called about the sign, so I've received 4 phone calls now. All 4 of them verbally supported Mr. Aldana's request.
Gentlemen, we did discuss this last month, and so we were aware of what's going on. Is anyone here wants to speak for or against this? If there isn't, we'll make a motion to approve or deny the applicant. Unless the board has any questions for the applicant, we can bring them up to talk about it.
I would think he met our requirement. So I make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
A second.
Second. All in favour say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, moving on to new business. Side and rear accessory structure variance for swimming pool requested by Vergne Marrero, property located at 403 Cedar Park Circle. Staff report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me see here. Mr. Marrero has recently purchased this property at 403 Cedar Park Circle. It's in the R2S medium density grandfathered zoning district, and this subdivision was originally done as a planned unit development. So the lot sizes are very small. They range between 5,000 and 6,000 in the entire subdivision. Again, the R2S is a medium density residential, now grandfathered zoning district. So it does not exist any longer, but the requirements for it, which are in your packet, they do allow for accessory structures, just like other districts, but they have to be in the rear yard, at least 10 feet from all property lines. Thought I had that slide in there. He would like to put a swimming pool in his rear yard, which is where it needs to go, but due to its odd shape and the really tight setbacks, this is actually the recorded plat for the Cedar Lake PUD, and it's also in your packet. The setbacks that were created, which were part of the plat, was a 25-foot front and a 20 rear and a 10 side. So it pretty much, with such a small lot size, it pretty much takes up the entirety. The building envelope is it's pretty small, as you can see. He has a roughly 10 by 12 concrete landing directly in the rear, and he was hoping to put in a 18-foot diameter pool right in this location. It'd be 48 inches high. He already has the required wooden privacy fence has been installed for protection and security, which is required by state law. Again, you can see where the location of the pool is going to encroach into the 10-foot setback for accessory structures by about 3 to 4 feet. He needs to have about 5 feet between the corner of the landing and the side of the pool to make it easily accessible. Again, it's going to be an above-ground pool, so should there be any issue with the structure, it certainly could be removed. Because this was done as a PUD again, and on the plat, it does state that all areas outside the minimum building setback is considered a public utility and drainage easement, so that is a little bit of a concern. You can see here that this is his lot. It drains that way from 541 to about a 536. Of course, the pool is going to be located there. There is a dedicated easement that runs in this direction. And again, you can see this is his from February of 2015. A lot of the neighboring properties have similar accessory structures in the rear or side yard, actually. As we can see, we've got sheds, swimming pools, detached garages, fences. Again, because he's got a limited area for the pool to go, and he has a very oddly shaped lot, and it's very small. It's staff's opinion that it would be okay to grant the variance. It would not be injurious to the harmony of the surrounding parcels or the neighborhood. I've talked to one person who had called about the sign, and he was not concerned in the slightest. Mr. Marrero is here. If you have any questions, and I'd be happy to entertain any specific questions as well.
I just have a couple of questions for staff. So on the drainage, it is running on the left side of the rear lot, not running past the swimming pool. It's running on the opposite corner.
That is the that is the sense I get from the plat. And actually, when I looked back at the minutes from this, when it was being approved back in the 90s, they actually had talked about the drainage running between on the left on that side. So they wanted to make sure that there was no issue between 32, 33, and 34. So that's the opposite side of the property.
And the present fence meets the requirement for the swimming pool? The
Yes.
Still fence, yes.
Yes.
Board members have any questions for the applicant or any other questions or concerns?
No.
Anyone else want to speak for or against this? With that, I'll take a motion to accept or deny as submitted.
Make a motion to accept.
Motion to accept, or a second?
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
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 Motion carries. With that, we'll take the meeting as adjourned.